Welcome back to No Nonsense, a bumper weekend of exciting FA Cup fourth round football, where some of the teams won, some teams lost, other teams drew, and had to go to extra time penalties. It was all there. All the three results happened. It was crazy.
It does point to a bigger thing. Sometimes I see weeks like this and I go, God, is the game gone? Is football just dead? Or then I quickly realize, like, I actually am tuned out. I've seen too much of it. I can't get excited for another FA Cup.
The game's gone stuff, like, as funny as it is to just jump on these things and to say it, like all these phrases, you say it ironically as a joke first, and then it becomes like part of your vernacular, and then people start using it in serious debates, or, I mean, obviously it's a debate about football, so it's not a serious debate, but, you know what I mean? People would say, listen, the game's gone, like, everyone knows that. It's like, what are you talking about? Like, no, like, what do you mean by that? Like, when was the game here? Where's it gone? It's just like, when you think back to, like, David Beckham and the Brazil, imagine how annoyed people were, who are annoyed now, at the Brazil 2002 team.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine how much they hated that.
The
like
flicking
the
flack.
Elasticos, and Beckham with his hair bleached blonde. Game's gone. I mean, they probably didn't say it like that, but they had a different word for it. But, like, you know, the game's always been gone to the older generation, to like, oh, this isn't what it used to be. You know, the 90s where it's at.
I sent you an amazing clip. I don't know if you saw it. There's this like Instagram page that just puts up like 30-second clips of old matches from like the 80s and 70s. And there was one where a ball gets kicked, lumped long, of course, and it bounces, and the keeper runs way out of his box and slows down and just catches it, and the ref blows the whistle. It's like, free kick, handball. And the commentator goes, look, like, if you can't do that, what has gone wrong in the game? Like, surely there's some leniency here. Sure, how could he stop? How's he to know where he is?
Well, like, just because there's lines on the pitch, there's going to be looking down all the time. And come on, these aren't Supermen. They're just humans.
But yeah, when I saw that clip, I was like, it did make me think, it's never been good. Do you know what I mean? To whoever's watching, it always used to be better, and it never actually reaches the point you thought it was, you know?
Yeah, because it's nostalgia. It's, you know, you're thinking of your childhood or whatever, and like how great it was back then. And it'll never be that good again. It'll actually never be as good again for you because your life was different. And if you can't derive kind of happiness and meaning from your current life, you'll always look back and think, oh, everything was better before. But like, yeah, those pages, like, you know, 90s football pages on Twitter, I was thinking about them, like, they're just going to slowly die because the people will slowly die.
The people will die, and also they'll run out. They'll have used all of the good clips, and it's like, I've seen it all before now. Now we're on to the 2000s.
They must have already posted every single highlight of every single recorded game that they have access to. And then you're just going to start posting clips that aren't really highlights, and then you start posting lowlights. But I think by that point, the people who remember that stuff, or who, you know, pined for that time, will be long gone on, or the internet at least. But yeah, now it's like the 2000s. And it's like, oh, that was the best time. And it's like, you know, it was all derived at the time. That was like bleached hair, you know, shiny boots. Like stuff that's now like normal to us, like haircuts and boots, is like,
Yeah.
you know, that was the game's gone back then. So I mean, yeah, I don't think the FA Cup fourth round is like, this is, and I have heard that actually, this is the worst era of football ever. Ever. It's the worst.
Way.
No way.
No way.
No chance.
The worst footballer in the Premier League could probably, like, outrun, outjump, outshoot, outpass many footballers from the 40s and 50s. You know what I mean? These guys are freaks. Like, they're designed to do sport.
But like, yeah, what's the metric they're judging this by? Do you know what I mean? It is just happiness. You are unhappy. Like, that is the elephant in the room. Like, you are, like, you know, it happened there a few weeks ago, or at the start of the year, the 2016 throwbacks. You know, it was all people who were like, you know, early 20s, teens, who were like, oh yeah, 2016. It wasn't people who were 50 going back to 40.
Oh man, take me back, yeah. When I also had an office job.
Yeah. But I did see some like 2016 footballers and like Pogba and Lingard, like, which people hated with a fiery passion at the time. That was also games gone. Mm-hmm. All the dancing, remember the gym videos and all that? That was games gone. Now it's, that's when football was football. So it's just, you know, but yeah, the FA Cup fourth round is not not appointment viewing, I don't think, ever. It's semi-finals, finals for the cup competitions, really. Even the Champions League is on right now. Yes. The playoff round. The
Bet you didn't know that.
Well, obviously, it depends when you're listening. This isn't a live show, but if it was a live show, it'd be on right now. Well, at 3 minutes to 8, it's live. I think Real Madrid are playing the Jose.
Benfica.
Yeah, Jose. And that's a good game. That has actual nerve behind this. So maybe people are watching that. But yeah, all these things. Like it's. That said, it was Valentine's weekend as well. So I mean, come on, guys.
It's the FA Cup fourth round.
It's the FA Cup fourth round. I wasn't watching the FA Cup fourth round. If you want some good football news, the Ireland rugby team barely beat Italy, and they lost to France a couple of weeks before. So
yeah,
there's that. Will, you know? Do you see a lot of that? Do you see a lot of schadenfreude from Ireland football fans about the rugby?
Yeah, I've seen a little bit of it. I've seen less of it this year than other years, though. To the point
Really?
where, yeah, because I didn't even realize, like, I don't follow rugby at all, but like I'd hear a bit of talking, like, oh, Ireland are playing Italy, France, and in my mind, I was like, I don't even know what competition this is. I haven't heard anything. Like, it hasn't been in my radar at all. But remember, we said before, if the difference of watching Ireland win Six Nations, say, like if you're in a pub or in the public, compared to Ireland winning a qualifier for the Euros in football, it's just a different world.
It's still like a kind of a niche sport. Not that it's, I'm trying to not be disrespectful here, you know, but it's just not many people in comparison to football or, you know, GA kind of watch rugby. And that's not to say that a lot of people like it and don't, not a lot of people don't watch it and like it. It's just not as many. So like, even when there's a bandwagon, you know it's the World Cup. You know if Ireland in the World Cup, you feel like, yeah, we can go down. There's the boys in green, the World Cup. I know enough. I'm on the bandwagon. You go down to the match in the pub and you go, what is this competition? The rugby, what's the name of the competition? You know, you can't really jump on the bandwagon if you don't know the name of the competition. And you're probably not alone in that, Will. You know what I'm saying?
Ireland are on for the Triple Crown. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, well, I do see a bit of rugby content, and they do have different kind of trophies for the different games within the Six Nations. So when one team play, I think the Calcutta Cup is one. I think that's between England and Wales, I think. Or see, I'm not a rugby guy either, but there's a lot of the rugby guys are saying we need to stop all these trophies in the 6 games. You know, it's lessening the other trophies. It's lessening the big trophy. So yeah, we barely beat Italy, but we did beat them. And I saw people kind of taking some joy in that. And then just the kind of, when Ireland are in the football, everyone gets on board. But when we're in the rugby, you all hate us. I don't know why. It is interesting to see why people just kind of really think, yeah, good for them. The fucking, yeah, there's no kind of like, it's Ireland. It's like, no, it's the rugby lads. It's not Ireland. It's somewhere else. But
I think as well, what people probably don't like about that, especially like rugby fans, I would imagine it is quite frustrating that they do get on board when, you know, Ireland are in a World Cup qualifier or whatever and Troy Parrott scoring a winner. They're on board. They're on the boys green. They're like, yes, Ireland. I love this. But when it's on the other foot and they don't get it back, it must actually be very frustrating. Like, well, I watch your shitty sport that I don't like. Why don't you watch one I like?
Yeah, but I do think for the rugby guys, they may or may not have played, or they're more likely to have played soccer at some point growing up. Whereas if you're a soccer person or just a normal person who even played a bit of soccer, you may never set foot in a rugby club.
I can tell you right now, I've never in my life played a second of rugby.
No. So like it does feel kind of over there, and you know, they're typically a little bit better off than most people as well. It just attracts that kind of a crowd for whatever reason. It still has that allure to the wealthy to get CTE at a young age. They love, you know,
it's the Colosseum.
They're playing life on easy mode. May as well put some danger in there. Maybe see if I can mess up my brains for a bit before I retire with all this millions. I don't know. I think, you know, the Celtic Tiger, I wasn't obviously around to kind of you know what that was like for people or how people acted, but anecdotally I heard it was like, you know, keep up the Joneses. If I saw you in a new Lexus, I was like, well, fuck, I better get a loan out, get a new BMW, do them up, you know, or one up them. Whereas now it's like, times are technically good, but it's this feeling of like, oh yeah, if if you'd bought your house 5 years ago, it would have been way bigger. Unlucky though. It's just kind of like, resentment rather than keep the Joneses. It's like, I wish I could fucking catch that Jones and smash his head in. That's
I want to kill the Joneses.
I want to kill the Joneses, not keep up with them. I want them to die. Because it's just this kind of unfair feeling. It's like, well, I wasn't in that place 5 years ago, but everything's risen up and like you're just wrong place, wrong time, and it feels like you don't even get a chance to keep up with the Joneses. And I think rugby is the epitome of that. People who are like born rich, and again, it's not all rugby players, but they embody the kind of rugby guy and the D4 caricature. So when Ireland playing rugby and they win, it's like, fuck, they've done it again. They keep winning.
More joy for them.
And maybe it's because we've been, out of the World Cup since 2002 in football. That's like, they're winning Six Nations. They're, getting to World Cup semi-finals or quarterfinals. And it's like, damn, like, don't qualify for these tournaments. Like, it's not fair. So
that's the other thing as well, I think, is that like more so the super rugby fans who like aren't into football, you know what I mean? Like put it down, like roll on the ground, all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's
which
like,
is true.
If they jump on the bandwagon for football, say the Troy Park goal, etc., it does feel like you weren't there though, man. You weren't there for the Gibraltar games and the Mick McCarthy era and all that. Like you were in World Cups and we were doing this.
You weren't trying to rationalise losing one to Luxembourg is actually a good. They're a tough side, all right. Not traditionally.
Look, I like the look of Troy Park,
which no one was saying until that game. By the way, no one was like, "Listen, hopefully Troy Park can score a hat trick in this game." No one was saying that. Well, I suppose he scored 2 in the game before that, but before the 2 he scored against Portugal, he was just a guy who was at Spurs before, and now he's at like AZ, Ali Akbar. I don't know where the fuck he is. No one knew. No one knew he was from. So this is a real shot from the dark. So we've come from a dark place, but I do think if we were to get back to the World Cups and be a bit more competitive, we'd have a bit more empathy for our rugby brothers when they go through a tough patch. But
we've got enough on our plate.
We've got enough on our plate. We have to play fucking Israel next for some reason.
Yeah. Oh, I have my theory. I'm sure you have your theory why we're playing Israel.
Well, look, tinfoil hat's off. Oh, it doesn't matter. It's out, Will. Everything is true. So any conspiracy you come up with, good chance it's true, especially if it involves Israel. Yeah. Can't wait for 1,000 downloads in this episode, for sure.
Yeah, if you weren't shadow banned before.
Yeah, for anyone who hasn't seen it, the Nations League, everyone's least favorite competition, I would say. I don't know if there's any other competitions that people hate more than that. Nations League.
Definitely never a competition that less people understand. We've been watching it for years now, and I only now did I realize, like, it affects the playoffs for the other things. Now I get it.
It's your favorite player's least favorite competition, the Nations League.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, right? It's for the Euros in 2028, which is being jointly hosted by us and the UK.
We're there.
And all its territories. So we might qualify for an automatic place, I think, if we're ranking is high enough. There's some kind of like stipulation that we have to meet, isn't there?
So I think it's like if all the nations don't qualify, there's only a certain amount of places. So like one country will miss out, the person with the least amount of points, if the rest of them don't also qualify. But like England will qualify, Wales will probably qualify, do you know what I mean? So we should be safe.
Wales are also in the playoff for this Euros, or for this World Cup, sorry. It gets confusing. That's one knock against, the soccer, as it was. Very confusing, always qualifying for something else that's not the next thing. Rugby Six Nations World Cup, that's kind of it, just it's very straightforward. So there's a World Cup coming up, Ireland in the playoffs against Czechia. Wales are in the playoff against somebody else, but the point is they're about as good as us. They're at the same level as us, so they may or may not qualify for it. Scotland are at the World Cup, they're looking good. England will qualify, so you'd imagine that there's a world we all qualify for it. But it's not like everyone's bad, and we might miss out. But the Nations League, as you were saying, Will, it helps you qualify for the Euros. If you win your Nations League group, I think you got a qualifying spot for the Euros. I think that's right. And they did the draw last week. And Patrick Vieira pulled out Israel along with us. And who else was in the group? I mean, no one's even talking about the rest of the group.
No, yeah, I honest to God, I haven't even heard the rest of the group because I just heard about Israel.
It's Israel, Austria. Ooh, that's tough. Ireland and Kosovo.
Not an easy group.
Not an easy group. I guess that's not what we're here to talk about, really. We're talking about Israel, a team that have, now look at it, Will, the same crest as we used to have. Have you seen this?
I did see that. Yeah, they like copied the design, or they used the same designer. They have the same weird.
What the hell? Weird globe thing and the same shaped crest. Is that how we changed our crest?
My theory on that is, I think that is the generic "we don't have a crest" that the Football Association just gives you if you don't have one.
Anyway, we are in Israel's group with Austria and Kosovo for the Nations League, UEFA Nations League B. And if we win that, we'll get the Euros. As everyone knows, we've been probably the loudest country against Israel on the global stage. And the FAI itself had a General Assembly last October, November, where they voted to bring a motion that Israel be banned from upcoming competitions. So, just in case Israel weren't sure where we stand on them, we made it clear.
The football team in particular.
6 months ago that they shouldn't be representing, this country shouldn't be represented at the competition level. And now we've been drawn against them. Well, how unfortunate that's happened.
Yeah, that really puts us in a pickle, doesn't it? A real conundrum for our FA. A situation that you think, I don't know, it just feels like from the things that we've seen and have been happening over the last few months, it just feels incredibly unlucky for us.
Yeah. I guess, for the layman, you might say, well, just refuse to play them. Don't play the match. Say you won't do it on the grounds that you want them out of the competition. Say you boycott them. I guess in that scenario, we give them walkover. And I think if you do give a walkover, you are eliminated from the competition. I think that's the ruling where you, if you can't feel the team or you won't feel the team, it's like, okay, well, this is too big time for you, but so you need to rethink yourself and try again next time. And I don't know, would we be relegated then to League C of the Nations League? Basically, they wouldn't get rid of Israel. They don't want to do that. I mean, apparently, Infantino wants to bring Russia back into the fold. He's like, hasn't been
Infantino.
hasn't been long enough, guys. Are we still talking about this? So he doesn't want to get rid of Israel. He doesn't want to lose, market share anywhere. Maybe not Ireland either, but we'll be back. We'll just be in League C, and it might affect us getting the Euros and the funding for the FAI, which we rely on the UEFA for a lot of. So it's kind of like Ireland are basically us on the global stage. That's how much power in the recent weeks we've seen how much power the individual has. Very little. It's all run by the actual real Illuminati. It's the real thing. That's what's running everything. And Ireland is like that on the global stage. We don't really have any power. And if we were to put our head a bit high above the parapet, then, maybe we would suicide ourselves. Maybe it would turn out that Hamas has infiltrated the Irish government and actually we need to die.
Yeah. Well, even if you think, Israel's best buddies are the United States.
Yeah.
The World Cup's on the United States. Again, very easy for us to, or for people to say like, oh, we should boycott the game. It's like, right, if we boycott the game, it probably becomes international news. Maybe it lands in front of Donald Trump's eyes on his phone. He goes, I think I'm going to make Ireland pay for that. I don't like that. And then we're in big trouble.
Yeah. Now, obviously, the FAI they're probably not thinking that. They're just thinking on just purely in terms of like funding from the UEFA and all that you need to keep, good. But I mean, the Taoiseach has said it should go ahead. I think the FAI has taken the correct decision to fulfill the fixture. Mr. Marin told RT News. We hope Ireland does well in the competition. There's a rejuvenation of a nation, a journey ahead for the Irish team. They have been doing very well so far, and we wish them well. So yeah, he's basically saying, of course you should play.
Look, you better not.
Why wouldn't we play?
Yeah.
It's again, it's before it would have been very easy, I think, to say, yeah, sure, just what's the worst that can happen? But like we've seen it. There's the emails, it's they'll do it. The thing you think they won't do, they will. There's been no rests. It's just like this. It's like, yeah, that's how it is. Do what you will. So if what we will is
what were you saying, Simon Harris? You little boy.
So you can say, yeah, we did show some backbone, some spine, and some balls, but it's just like, it's not really. I mean, we could.
A few years ago, you'd be like, kind of blinded into thinking that, like, yeah, we should take a stand. And, like, what are they going to do? Turn us? Like, we're in the right, we're doing the right thing. But now I think, in 2026, it's like, there could be serious ramifications and they won't be fair, but it doesn't matter. We could get absolutely demolished.
That's it. It's the kind of the fairness element. Like, what would this warrant? Like, that doesn't really come into it anymore. Like we could genuinely be like expelled from UEFA competitions for like 5 years.
I was going to say, like, if they announce next week and go, we're not playing that game, we're making a stand, they could easily be like, you're out of the World Cup. Don't bother playing that playoff, mate. Like, you know what I mean? They could do whatever the hell they want. Again, Russia aren't allowed playing in the World Cup. Israel are. They can do whatever the hell they feel like.
Yeah, I think the Russia one was that there was the nations that they were meant to play in their qualifying competition, cycle of competition, they said we won't play against them. It's not the Epstein files, it's the Epstein files. It's so that's fine. But like there was a war in Ukraine since 2014. Once they invaded, the Crimea, it was about wars, about hurting people and killing people. That's when they would have been exploded. It wasn't like they had a World Cup in 2018. They invaded Ukraine in 2018.
The World Cup was there.
The World Cup was there. So it wasn't about that at all. It was about that, like, other countries were like not going to not pay them. And it was like, okay, well, we can't go ahead with this, So, yeah, I just think that's, people are looking at this in a kind of in a rational way. And that's not how you meant to look at things anymore. It's like they could, if you would say, no, we're not from that game, we won't play that game, they're not going to come to Ireland, which I think we are talking about that because, like, well, I don't know if they'd be safe here. Maybe we should play initially. I think everyone's playing them in Hungary is what they're playing them at the moment.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
So that's fine. But yeah, I think that's the kind of thing. If we were to make a public statement, go, we're not doing this, we're not playing, they go, well, we will not be tolerating anti-Semitism and you're expelled from all UEFA competitions until we say so.
1,000 years.
For 1,000 years. Yeah. I think like that could generally happen. And then it's like, who's gonna step in? Who cares about little Ireland?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
you wouldn't get France saying, "Well, we won't play the World Cup then." No chance.
No way. Especially when that's been the punishment. They're gonna go, "Well, I don't want that. I don't want. Hey, no anti-Semitism here, Israel."
Yeah, like Germany wouldn't for obvious reasons. But you know what I mean? Like if they were expelled from the World Cup, say, or the World playoffs, do you think France and Germany and England would be like, yeah, let's get on board. We're not going either, because it would be the governments. It wouldn't be the FAs. It would be the government who'd say, right, we're not doing this either.
No, it'd be us. It'd be maybe Spain. To be fair, they're quite vocal with like pro-Palestine stuff.
Yamal though, they're a good team.
Exactly. That's what I mean. The governments will be like, we shouldn't go to the World Cup. The people in the country are going to go, what? Why? Because Ireland aren't doing something. I don't care. I want to win the World Cup.
You wouldn't have a mandate from the people. Certainly not. It would be. That's what I mean. It would be a very, and you'd all be collectively going against America.
I tell you one thing. Imagine if it was on another. Say it was a different country. It was Spain. We're playing Israel, and they said, "Look, we're not going to play." And Ireland said, "Hey, we're not going to play them either. We're standing by Spain, and we're happy to not be in the World Cup." That government is never getting elected again. You're like, you took the World Cup from us.
Yeah, because every country is either winning the World Cup or hasn't been in years.
Exactly.
So it's like no one wants to miss out on it because every 4 years. I just think you might hear that and go, well, no one's saying that. Yeah, not yet.
Yeah.
Call me crazy. I'll send you a link to some very interesting documents. Think I'm crazy. I just think like, to sit back and go, yeah, they should show some balls or show some bravery and do it. It's like, yeah, and then you don't have to answer for that. And I did think putting Heimer Hallgrimsson forward after they said they would play the fixtures to answer all those questions was a bit unfair on him. Like, he's just a coach. Like, it's not, he wasn't his decision.
Of all the managers as well, like the one who's made a very open point of like, the least amount of games I can go to, kind of do it on the side. That'd be great. John can handle the team selection. For him to be like, what do you think of Israel? I'd say he's like, oh God.
Yeah. Although I think he did have, it says on before about they shouldn't be in the competition. I think he had an opinion on it before. I'm not sure, but
in October, yeah, he said they should be banned. He said he stands by it. I'm not speaking on behalf of the FAI.
But yeah, I don't think he should be. Like, it's at the draw. He's been asked. It's the 2026-27 league phase draw. And he's been like, you said Israel and Russia are the same. What do you mean by that? You know, like, yeah, I'd say we'll play it. And I mean, what happens if we lose? That makes it even worse. Like, if we get like beaten 3-0, which, you know, like I said, we've lost to Luxembourg in the past. So if our heads aren't on, we could easily lose that game. But yeah, it's certainly one that's, it's interesting, Will. It is interesting that they thought maybe Ireland might boycott us. They might pull out and we can get a walkover. I don't know. I don't know if that's what the thinking was there, but the one country that was publicly like they shouldn't be in the competition, we had a vote. Everyone thinks they shouldn't be in it. What are the odds, you know?
If it was a grand conspiracy to make these two teams play each other, I wonder, was the thinking walkover would be nice? Or was the thinking like, time to embarrass them? Like, they know we won't walk over. It means too much. Time to embarrass them on a global scale of like, oh, Ireland, that's all talk, are they? Just like the rest of you.
It would be good propaganda, all right, that we're like, yeah, Israel should be on the competition and they come beat us. And, well, I guess it'd just be our merit then, you know? It's like, oof, that's tough, you know?
If we hammered them, it would be great.
Yeah, I will say I think we'll both get hammered by Austria.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's a much bigger looming foe in that group.
Yeah, we'll be like fighting for last place maybe. Kosovo has a generational talent who emerges in 2026, 2027 and we get killed. I guess that situation will unfold in 2027. But for now...
We'll be dust by then.
Yeah, well, look, we'll see what's happening then. But... what else we have? Ronaldo. Well, another person. I think he'd like to miss a World Cup for a boycott for Ireland. His old place of business, maybe. I don't know, but I doubt it. He's still got that fire in his belly, and he's using that fire in the belly against his Saudi employers at the moment. He's on strike, apparently.
He's on strike. I think actually some breaking news from the past. I think he literally broke his strike over the last few days. But he was on strike all month. We kind of missed this story. He's on strike. It's a very strange one because he's on strike not because of, you know, the quality of the league he's in or anything, any personal wrongs against him. He's on strike because his club, Al Nassr, are not showing enough ambition to win the Saudi Pro League. And he doesn't like that. He's a winner.
Yeah.
Even if all the teams are owned by the same guy, he wants to win it. So he was absent from 3 or 4 games. It says in the article 3 or 4 games.
Which one was it?
This is making me doubt the rest of this article.
Well, I would think it's like AI then, and it couldn't get a definitive answer, so it had 3 or 4, and the person who's meant to be writing it didn't fact check. It went, yeah, let's take that up, and I'm done now to the fucking shisha lounge.
Well, all right, so he missed 3 or 4 games. Who's to know?
3 or 4 is definitely AI. It's definitely, there was a few articles that I read really quickly, couldn't decide when 3 or 4. They'll figure it out. They're human. Fuck's sake.
And reports suggest it wasn't due to injury or rest. The 40-year-old, who reportedly earns around £500,000 a day, is believed to be unhappy.
I thought you were going to say a week. And I was like, that's a crazy amount.
A day.
A day.
Yeah, a day. And he's on strike.
A day. I knew it was a lot of money, but like once it gets over like $100,000 a week, it's like it ceases all meaning. Really, it's like what even is that? $100,000 a week, $500,000
a day, tax free,
24 hours.
Yeah, tax free in
tax free.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute. Oh, see this thing. It's too big a number. 365.
Yeah. Do some quick maths.
I'm going to need a calculator for this. Sorry, maths teachers over the years, but this is crazy. Calc.
Chat, how much is that number?
That for me. 365 by 500,000 pounds.
Yes.
I think 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm counting zeros.
Number's too
5,
big.
6, 7, 8, 9.
Let me add it up. Is the
1,
number's
8, 2,
literally too
5,
big to count?
and then 4 zeros, 5 zeros.
Let me add that up. Oh, what is that? 100 and is that 182 million a year? Is that right?
182,500,000 a year.
A year to him, not like the club or his agent.
After tax, which doesn't exist.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess, yeah, you're right. 10% goes to the fucking, agent, I guess, or whatever. Jorge Mendes, super agent. Haven't heard much of him. I can see why now. He doesn't need too many more deals. He's like, I've done all the deals I need to make. I've done it. Doesn't really hire this as a football agent. I'm making 10% of what Ronaldo makes. That is insane. 182 million a year. Fucking hell.
It's funny going back to this statement after that break to add that up. So the 40-year-old forward who reportedly earns around £500,000 a day, is believed to be unhappy with how his club is being run, especially compared with other teams owned by Saudi Arabia's public investment fund. So this is what Ronaldo is annoyed at. He's not annoyed that the league is all run by the one owner. He's annoyed that his one isn't the one that's getting all the players and winning the league every year, which is very funny. It's even in the fake league, he's like, yeah, but I want to win it.
Yeah, why aren't we stockpiling all the best players? It's like, well, it's, we are, in a sense. We just have a lot of teams to play for. We have more than 11 spots. That's the thing.
So Ronaldo feels rival clubs like Al Hilal, Al Ahly, and Al Ittihad
clubs. It's the same club, for fuck's sake.
Have been given preferential treatment in the transfer market, and that Al Nassr hasn't strengthened its squad sufficiently. Maybe it's because you're getting paid 500 grand a day, Ronaldo, and they need to spread it around a bit.
Yeah, maybe they think, well, they have you, and you're the best player ever, so I mean, maybe we should give them, whatever. Who even goes to Saudi anymore? I've seen a lot of players leaving Saudi in January to get into, real competitions to play in the World Cup.
Yeah, so this is another article now from the Daily Mail, and it says, how Karim Benzema's text message about his pay rise and trophies infuriated Ronaldo amid Saudi strike. So I cannot express also, Carl, the amount of ads on my screen from this Daily Mail article. It's consuming the page.
Well, there's an option for that, isn't there? This page is blocking the content.
Yeah. A text message from Benzema reportedly played a role in Ronaldo embarking on a strike in Saudi Arabia. Ronaldo, who is paid in the region of 480,000 a day, according to the Daily Mail, so it's
lowering by the minute.
Yeah, is said to have been incensed by a lack of action.
Yeah.
According to a report by The Telegraph, a light-hearted text from Benzema to Ronaldo increased the frustration. Benzema was reported to have jokingly told Ronaldo he had received a pay rise by moving from Al Ittihad to Al Hilal, before adding he was now going to win the Saudi Pro League again. The French forward won the league last year with Al Ittihad, while Ronaldo's Al Nassr languished 13 points off the pace in third.
Well, I mean, look, Ronaldo, you never really won a lot of leagues, Real Madrid either. Yeah. So I mean, maybe there's a common denominator here.
Yeah, exactly. And it's very funny that even at this level, and he's 40, I think he's 41 actually, he's getting paid nearly 500 grand a day, and still just a text from someone being like, oh, I'm going to win the league is enough to make him go, oh, I hate that. Oh, don't. You've incensed me. Yeah,
like a lot of players say that the club has matched my ambition. But when he says that, it does actually.
Yes, it's impossible.
It does mean it does mean that that's what he means. He's not just saying that to get out of a contract. And like I say, he's back playing now. But it is kind of like someone going on strike because one team got all the good players in training. It's like, this is all the same team. This is all the same company, same club, same money. It's not really important. When you came over here, you kind of knew that it was about Saudi Arabia, not you, right? I don't think he knew that. I think he thought, I'm going to dominate this league. I'm going to win every league there is.
Another world for me to conquer.
Yeah, exactly. That's how he saw it when really they were not doing that.
And it has here, Benzema's start at Al Hilal may have only deepened Ronaldo's frustration, with the Frenchman scoring twice on his debut. Ronaldo was unimpressed by his club's approach to the transfer window, which saw them only introduce one player, a young midfielder, into the ranks in the winter. Last week, a statement shared with the Daily Mail from the Saudi League suggested his claims were unfounded. The Saudi Pro League is structured around a simple principle. Every club operates independently under the same rules. Clubs have their own boards, their own executives, and their own leadership. Decision on recruitment, spending, and strategy sit with those clubs. Cristiano has been fully engaged with Al Nassr since his arrival and has played an important role in the club's growth and ambition. Like any elite competitor, he wants to win. The spokesperson then added that recent transfer activity had demonstrated that independence clearly, which is funny because, like, it's like, look, you all have your own little managers and boards to play with, and we give you all the money, so look, it's totally fine.
I mean, look, it's anybody else you'd say he's trying out the contract, because Ronaldo, it's like he is just that insane.
He's a freak. Like, yeah, he's a freak.
It doesn't matter, man. It's like fucking WWE here. It doesn't, just because you're the world champion of Saudi Arabia doesn't actually mean anything. We decide who does that with who we give the money to. I mean, that's probably what they're doing as well. They're making certain teams buy good players, and then that team wins it. Like, oh, look, it's the most competitive league. That if I was running the league, that's what I would do. I'd spread it around and say, look, we're the most competitive team. We got the best players.
That's a good comparison. That it is kind of WWE. Like, he is kind of like famously Triple H would like refuse to lose because he's like, yeah, but it makes me look weak. And you'd have to be told, it's fake, you fucking idiot. Relax.
It's time to give John Cena a push, okay? You can't have it forever.
I just don't think Wade Barrett is ready. John, it's fake, John.
Who do you think, right, if Saudi Arabia didn't exist, do you think Benzema would be playing for Chelsea, Arsenal, or Man United at this point in his career?
Ooh, I think he would have had a stint at Man United. I don't think he'd be there now. I think he'd be at Chelsea now.
Oh, the Falcao route, or the Varane route, or the
Zlatan.
No, who specifically went to Man United, didn't work out.
Then Chelsea. Lukaku.
Didn't work out. Lukaku, technically, yeah. Eventually went to, maybe Arsenal could have persuaded him, but I think that would have ended in disaster. Mm. That would have been like, you know what, this club doesn't match my ambition. I want to go to, whatever, fucking Fiorentina or something like that. Is the Saudi thing, think it's still the same juice, or has it kind of? I think have they achieved the goal of like putting Riyadh on the map? And it's like, yeah, bad things happen there, I know, but it looks pretty fucking futuristic and cool and safe. Apparently, is that what they were trying to achieve by this? By getting all the sports there, all the big events. It's like, look, we could put on a show. It's safe.
I think. For a long time we'd said like, I don't really get the point of sports watching. Like, it hasn't changed my opinion at all or anything like that. I actually think now what they were doing, and it has probably worked, is just being so relentless and in your face that everything you watch happens in Saudi Arabia, no matter what it is. Darts, wrestling, football, everything is in Riyadh or Jeddah or wherever. Because it's so relentless, after a while, you do just get numb to it. It's not that you're like, you know what, Saudi Arabia is not so bad. It's just like, I couldn't care anymore, because if I cared, I can't do anything. So I think that's how it's worked for them.
But if you never cared, do you know what I mean? And they do exist. It's like, oh, the labor laws are fucking bad over there in Qatar. It's like that unfazed people for sure. It's like, my job shit too, mate.
Exactly.
Like, but if there was like a holiday or ticket, oh, and it's really good, like, oh, I'll go. Like, people go to Dubai and there's no like question, like, why is there no crime? No one.
How are they affording all those those sparkler and drinks pool parties?
I think those people have good lives. The people who are serving the drinks. Yeah, it doesn't matter. But it's like the Temu stuff. It's like, how do you think that's so cheap?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, people don't care.
You won't believe how much clothes I bought from Shein this week.
Yeah, people buy it on Shein and they return stuff they don't like, which gets thrown away and burnt in big piles in China.
They throw the SOS note that came with the clothes into the bin.
Yeah, that was years ago. The fucking SOS note stitched in the clothes. People still buy that stuff, and it's like, that's slave labor. You're buying, like, yeah. Now some of them mightn't like go, yeah, I don't care, but they'll very easily turned a blind eye to it.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think it's just like I would never have considered going to Riyadh before, and I still won't. But if I didn't care and I heard, Riyadh's really fun and there's like cheap flights to it, it's now a place that people will go. So I don't know how. It's kind of like the 90s football pages on X or Facebook. I think slowly over time. What was I going to say? Damn, I literally mid sentences like a lot.
I saw it leave your eyes.
That's crazy. They got me, Will. I wasn't wearing a tinfoil hat. Fuck. This is why you always wear a tinfoil hat, because they got in there. They stopped me saying it.
I saw the life drain from your face as you were
They zapped me. You saw them zap me in the head, and I went, I don't know what I was going to say there. Probably nothing. We have Champions League, we said, happening right now. Should we do some break news in the past, see what the scores and doors are? Beep, 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 beep. Having the beep, beep music.
No, I'm going to tell you, I lost the sound effect for it. And when I tried to download a new one, it kept giving me the wrong beep, beep, beep. I said, do you know what? We don't need the beep, beep, beeps anymore.
I'll see if I can find it and send it over to you.
Do we have that on file somewhere?
I must have it in an archive here. Yeah, it must be on file.
Monaco 2, PSG 1.
Oh, God.
That's actually a big result.
Oh, God.
That could be... Oh, no. Oh, no. The games do matter. Galatasaray beat Juventus 5-2. Dortmund are beaten Atalanta 1-0. And Benfica Real Madrid 0-0 after 37 minutes. But, Carl.
Jesus.
Leg 1 of 2.
Still, though, I mean, there's no come back from 5-2. That is...
No, and a red card for
Juan Cabal. And all by talking up of Keenan Yildiz, who's taken off, Will. Fuck.
Remember Davinson Sanchez? He used to play for Spurs. He plays for Galatasaray now. He scored.
Yeah, and Osimhen played but didn't score. Interesting. Yeah, Dortmund and Atalanta. I mean, Dortmund will get to the quarterfinals, obviously, no matter what. They always do.
Yeah, they might as well skip this, yeah.
Tomorrow there is Karabag, Newcastle, Brugge, Madrid, Bodo Glimt, Inter. Yeah, leg 2 of 2, and that's next week. So, yeah, look, there'll probably be some interesting stuff to talk about that. That'll be next week. We'll be talking about that. For now, we will see the Ultras later on in the week. We're going to do a mailbag episode, I think. All the questions and many correspondence we get from people all over the world. Questions, criticisms, hot takes. We're going to do all that. But for now, have a great week, and we'll see the Ultras on the Patreon. Good luck.
Good luck.
No, honestly, that is nonsense. Nonsense. All nonsense.
They say many garbage things.
You don't know what you're going to get.
You'll learn a lot more if you listen rather than talk all the time. No problem.